That sting should be big reports, but all the same, it's time for our big report, all right? And this time we'll take a look at a story that has sparked widespread outrage and controversy across the nation. It's quite a big one. So Nigeria is currently facing significant economic challenges, with millions of citizens struggling to make ends meet. Now, amidst this hardship, the recent expenditure of 21 billion naira to build the official residence for Vice-President Kashim Shettima has ignited a firestorm of criticism and anger.
Firestorm, indeed it is. The new residence, which boasts an office of the Vice President's wife, a mosque, a chapel, and recreational facilities, was commissioned on Friday. The Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project, SERAP, and numerous Nigerians have condemned the expenditure as wasteful and indicative of misplaced priorities by the Tinubu administration. Now, to provide us with more insight into this story, we have with us today our new central correspondent in Abuja, Amadine Uyi. Amadine, good morning. Good to have you on Breakfast Extra.
Good morning.
Great. Now, Amadine, I'm sure you're going to tell us all about it, but let's start by asking you the facts here. Can you please give us an overview of the events that led up to the commissioning of the Vice President's new residence?
Okay, I know that several years ago, when the proposal to construct that house at that current rate was first put forward, it was about 5 billion naira. The same way there was outrage, this time there was also outrage. Despite that, the federal government commenced the construction of that house. I think it was awarded a little higher than that, between 6 to 7 billion. I can't really get the figures. But what I know is that at a point in time, it stalled. And then over time, because of inflation, the price to complete it kept on increasing and increasing and increasing. And when the current administration, just the last administration, not this current administration, said it was going to complete that facility, that it had taken too long. So they reviewed the contract and upgraded it to about 21 billion naira, but they did not complete it. After the contract was reviewed, I think there was paucity of funds. But what happened was that when the current administration came on board from May the 29th last year, it earmarked that project as one of the projects it would use to mark its 1 year in office. So the current minister of the FCT tried to mobilize funds, engage the original contractors, Julius Berger, and compel them to try to do their best to complete it. Now, I went into that facility when it was being constructed. Just like you said, it has offices, it has a swimming pool, it has other recreational facilities, it has a mosque, and it has some quarters for the domestic staff of the Vice President. So that facility, that property has finally been completed at that rate of 21 billion naira, which the last administration reviewed before they left office.
Now, Amadine, let's talk about the reaction that we've seen so far. We've seen, CSOs like SERAP come out to say that this has violated both international treaties and conventions when it comes to the price. There's also the widespread, criticism by Nigerians, whether via social media and even, political analysts and critics likewise. But just give us a bit of a plethora or an array of criticism so far, you being on the ground and seeing the situation as it unfolds.
Now, there have been two major groups who have expressed their opinion about the facility. First of all, I'll classify them into those who are pro and those who are against. I'll start with those who are against. SERAP has this point when he says that look at the current economic realities, and is that a priority project? And that government, when workers are battling for minimum wage, battling for an increase in minimum wage, government still has the expenses, has the finance, can muster that funding to be able to complete that project. So many have criticized the attempt by the Federal Capital Administration. It was actually the FCT, because they completed the project, the FCT administration, not directly under the presidency, that mustered the will to complete it, and they completed it. But there's another school of thought, those who are saying that as long as that project has started before now, some way, sometime, it would still have been completed. And the better it is completed now, the price will keep on going up. Remember, I said that when that was first brought several years ago, I can't remember the year it was brought to the parliament, the FCT had defended a budget of about 5 billion naira to complete that property. They could not, because of widespread criticism, after about 1 or 2 years, the price had gone up before they awarded that contract. And others said that considering the position of the vice president, remember that that house is not only for residential. There he will be entertaining dignitaries, other world leaders, heads of agencies, that he needed a befitting edifice, a place where he will be comfortable to host them and be able to do his work as the vice president. So there are these two different schools of thought, which people, opinions, which people are bringing out. But just like you said, it's the citizens that will have to make the final decision. SERAP, as a civil society organization, believing that it has that right to criticize some of these actions being taken by government, because it's taxpayers' funds that are being used to construct the edifice. They've done what they can do, but we are watching and observing the situation and trying to keep a keen eye on the development.
We're out of time. I was going to ask you that since you inspected the building before it was, since you visited the building before it was completed, did you have a chance to go in there after it was done? You know, you're an Abuja bureau chief now. You should have an invite by now.
Now it's off limits. When we got in there, it was being constructed. Now it has been commissioned, except the vice president invites News Central personally. Then we'll go with our crew and have access, maybe now, to tour the facilities now that it has been completed. Yeah,
you're an Abuja bureau chief now, so I'm certain that you're gonna get your invite soon. But Ahmad, main thanks for doing this with us. We appreciate you for coming on.
Thank you very much, Ahmadine.